Hello, I'm Nate the Effin' Great, and what did I just watch? No. We're not even going to play any music for this. No. So, I am actually going to be reviewing Money in the Bank, as well as taking over for SmackTalk this week. Unfortunately, my co-hosts Max Beatty and Spencer Hart are without a reach for even communication, so unfortunately, I will be taking the duties myself. So, how do I describe Money in the Bank any better than, how do I describe this? Yeah, this is exactly how I felt about Money in the Bank. So, let's just start out with that. We're going to start off with the pre-show. Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley taking on the Colognes. Pretty basic match. I was hoping that Mojo Rawley would turn heel. I want Mojo Rawley to turn heel. I want Zack Ryder to be a babyface. I want him to get back to being a mid-carder. And I just want him to get away from Mojo Rawley as much as possible. I dislike Mojo Rawley. I don't care. Basically, Adam Blombier from What Culture has this thing about hating R-Truth. I have this thing about hating Mojo Rawley. So I just want Mojo Rawley to just go and disappear somewhere. I just don't want to deal with him at all. But unfortunately, we have to deal with that. So moving on to the first matchup of the night. Shit! That's right, the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. History in the making. Amazing spots. Was won by a man. So the end of the match happens with Becky Lynch doing a powerbomb to Carmella off the ladder. Becky Lynch looks like she's going to win when James Ellsworth gets involved. He pushes the ladder, which causes Becky Lynch to fall. And what could possibly have been done here? The logical solution would have been to have Carmella on his shoulders, basically having her climb with her arms, and Ellsworth is acting like her legs, just doing it like that, like a game of chicken, just to get her up to the ladder. That would have been the most logical thing to do. I would have been okay with it, but no, that's not what happened. What happened was just Ellsworth grabs the briefcase, unhooks it, and hands it to Carmella like it was a Gucci bag. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? This is how you want to end the most historical match that you could have for your women's division, with a chinless wonder climbing a ladder and grabbing the briefcase and then just handing it to a person like it's nothing at all, like it's no problem whatsoever. No. Just no, and no. Hell to the fucking no. Daniel Bryan was going to deal with the situation on SmackDown. We will get to that in just a bit when we go into SmackTalk. Right now, I just need to get it out that this was unacceptable. This was one of the worst things that they could have done. If Carmella would have won, I would have been okay with it. But James Ellsworth had to win for her, which makes absolutely no sense. Never in the history of a ladder match have I witnessed such dumb assetry. I mean, sure, Kane interfered and helped Seth Rollins win the the briefcase. But did he climb the ladder and grab it? No. Lita made sure that Matt Hardy couldn't get to the briefcase, and Edge got the briefcase no problem when they had their ladder match. So did Lita go up and climb it and get it for him? No. This was just so stupid. I'm going to move on to the tag team title match. The New Day challenging the Usos. Honestly, this match was good. I loved the flow between the Usos and the New Day. I loved that they clicked well together. One of the best title defenses for the Usos probably since they won the titles from American Alpha. It was just great. I really enjoyed the matchup. The finish, I understood why they did it. I'm not a fan of it, but I can understand why they did it. The Usos got hit with the Midnight Hour, rolled out of the ring, and took a count-out loss, which means that they still retain the tag team titles, and the New Day get a victory, and they are going to get a future tag team title shot in the future. Alright, let's move on to, the SmackDown Women's Championship match. I had big hopes for Lana. I was hoping that she would do fantastic. I am disappointed, but at the same time, I am also at least relieved that it wasn't as bad as an Eva Marie match. So, the only thing I think I have regretted with this matchup was that Lana she screamed way too much. I mean, this could be almost like a Melina effect, because if a lot of people remember when she first started wrestling, she did a lot of screaming, and then the screaming kind of dwindled down a little bit, and then she became one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I mean, that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. But I'm hoping maybe this is the same effect that's going to happen with Lana. One can hope, right? A man can dream. Okay. Yeah, this matchup basically was okay. It was about like a standard TV matchup. Carmella came out. No, to almost cash in. No. And does not cash in. No. The reason why I'm saying no is that she could have won in a different way. Just not in this way. Dear Lord Almighty. So, this caused Lana to be distracted and get locked into Naomi's submission maneuver, and Lana taps out. Naomi retains. Okay. Move on to the WWE Championship matchup, which featured Randy Orton taking on Jinder Mahal. I think that this match was pretty good. I think compared to their first encounter, it was, I think, slightly better. Maybe it was the addition with the Legends and Randy Orton again not killing one of the Singh brothers. Jeez Louise. This matchup, again, definitely had a little more of a technical side for Jinder, which was interesting to say the least. But in all honesty, I was okay with it. I didn't see any major issues with it. Randy Orton just kills the Singh brothers again, rolls into the ring, gets distracted, and Jinder Mahal hits the that Cobra Clutch Slam maneuver. I'm trying to remember what the name was called, but anyway, Jinder Mahal retains, beating Randy Orton in his hometown. Honestly, if they would have had Jinder Mahal win the title that night, I think it would have caused a little more shock because it would have been in Randy Orton's hometown. Then again, no, it probably wouldn't have, because a lot of people realize that hometown boys don't always win. So it's probably good that they did not do it that route. So move on to the best match of the night, the main event, which was the Money in the Bank men's ladder match. Boy, howdy, was this match really good. Kevin Owens just taking so many spots like a champ. And, jeez Louise, Baron Corbin took out Nakamura early, and it seemed like Nakamura wasn't even going to be in the matchup. Dolph Ziggler took a huge powerbomb from AJ Styles, which was brutal. A lot of great ladder spots. Then, next thing you know, Shinsuke Nakamura comes back, and he basically tries to take out everybody with Kinshasa after Kinshasa after Kinshasa after Kinshasa until it's down to Nakamura and AJ Styles. Good Lord Almighty, was this a very, very good night to be a wrestling fan. Just seeing the stare down and the, oh my gosh, and the exchange between the two of them. It was awesome. It was magical. It was a wrestling orgasm created for this specific moment. It was beautiful. I loved it. I was thinking, oh my gosh, this was amazing. I was so happy. Everything about it was just flat out awesome. I loved it. Even to the point where at the end we saw AJ and Nakamura fighting each other on top of the ladder, and then basically to have Baron Corbin just ruin that and win the Money in the Bank ladder match. I called it, that Baron Corbin was going to win it, so I at least can have some pride there. It was, like I said, a really good matchup. It was match of the night. I think everybody in there should not be ashamed. Everybody looked great. It was just a great main event matchup. Oh, and Breezango defeated the Ascension in a matchup that nobody really cared about. So, yeah, that was interesting. People are calling this event probably one of the worst in WWE's history. And honestly, next to I would say the Money in the Bank ladder match, the tag team title match, and the WWE Championship match, this event definitely fell short. And it fell flat very fast. Honestly, like I said, those three matches were probably the highlights for the night. It was great to see Zack Ryder back again, and there's a good chance that he is going to be a big star again. I'm hoping that he gets back in the U.S. title picture, because that would be amazing. That would make me so happy. And like I said, Mojo Rawley needs to turn freaking heel. So, with that, we transition over to SmackTalk, you guys, in which we highlight a little bit of SmackDown and also just talk about what went down after this hellacious and very mind-boggling event that was known as Money in the Bank. So, the event that basically SmackDown was all centered around what was going to happen with the women's briefcase. What was going to happen. And oh my gosh, how could I forget? The Canellises, Maria and Mike, made their debut at Money in the Bank. And they also came to SmackDown to spread love, I guess. I don't really fully understand what's going on here. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Mike Bennett. He's definitely a very talented guy. It's just going to be awesome just to see him in action, and I'm wondering who he's going to face off. A lot of people are probably making suggestions who he should face off. This is one of those things where it's just like, I'm not even going to listen to the rumor mills. I'm just going to see what happens. Hopefully something wonderful this way comes. But yeah, going back to SmackDown, and it was all centered around what was going to happen with the briefcase. But a couple other notes that happened throughout the night. Apparently next week we will see the Hype Bros possibly get into a tag team title situation. They're going to get an opportunity to earn their spot back after Zack Ryder got injured and they never got a fair title shot. So we are going to hopefully see the Hype Bros in tag team title contention very soon. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll see what happens next week. Lana will get a rematch against Naomi next week for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Interested in seeing how this turns out. I think that this matchup will be better than their match at Money in the Bank. That's just me, but we'll have to wait and see. Kevin Owens hosted his first ever New Face of America Open Challenge, where he would defend the title against anybody. And AJ Styles came out to accept the challenge, and Kevin Owens said, I meant anybody who is a hometown native. And out would come Chad Gable. Oh boy, howdy, was this just a sight. This was just beautiful to see. Chad Gable made a joke about him being from Dayton, Ohio, and that he moved in that morning. And the matchup between Kevin Owens and Chad Gable was just awesome. It was just awesome. You knew that he was going to be a tough opponent for Kevin Owens, and it was just great to see that. Chad Gable really took him to the limit. I mean, suplexes, he locks in ankle locks, submission maneuvers. It was just amazing. It definitely shows Chad Gable is a very talented guy. But in the end, Kevin Owens came out victorious with a pop-up powerbomb for the 1-2-3, and it looks like AJ Styles and Kevin Owens are far from done. I am looking forward to this rematch. It's probably going to happen at Battleground, and it's a better pay-per-view name than Great Balls of Fire. God help me, I will go through the Bone Challenge. I will go through the Blazing Challenge again just to stay away from that godforsaken named show. So, trying to think of what else happened. Oh, Nakamura versus Ziggler. That was a really good matchup. Honestly, this should have been the matchup that they did at Backlash. I think more people reacted positively with this matchup than they did at the Backlash event. Nakamura picked up the win with the Kinshasa because it's Nakamura and he is just flat out awesome. Then we move on to Jinder Mahal basically defeating Luke Harper. Randy Orton comes back and beats down on Jinder for hitting an RKO. I'm guessing that they're going to have one more feud match between the two of them. I'm honestly wondering how this is going to go. Is it going to be Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in a last man standing match? I mean, it's possible. It'd be kind of cool to see that. Is it going to be a hardcore matchup? Are they going to battle in a cage? Or what's going to happen? I mean, the thing is that Randy Orton has to deal with the fact that there's three of them and only one of him. Take out the Singh brothers and he might have a fair advantage. He might. That's the thing. So, interested in seeing where this goes. So we move on. We'll definitely highlight the SmackDown Money in the Bank participants. They all come out to the ring, and Daniel Bryan says that he definitely did not like how it ended, how James Ellsworth just basically walked up and handed Carmella the victory, and of course James Ellsworth had to open his big mouth, talk about Daniel Bryan's daughter, which then provokes Daniel Bryan to say, I will punch you so hard in the face and I will fire you if you ever talk about my daughter again. Now, obviously, these are kind of, not exact quotes, but basically, Daniel Bryan's just basically saying, I will hurt you and then I will fire you if you do that again. And honestly, I would love to see that. Please, James Ellsworth, just provoke him. Provoke him again. I would love to see your teeth get knocked so far down your throat that you're going to have to crap them out for weeks. So, basically what happens is that Carmella had to relinquish the briefcase, and she's going to have to possibly earn that again, as they will have the Money in the Bank ladder match rematch next week on SmackDown Live. Boy, howdy, they're going to have a better show than freaking Great Balls of Fire at this point. I mean, you've got so many great opportunities. You got a title matchup between Lana and Naomi. Now you got the SmackDown Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And there's a good chance that we're going to see Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley against maybe the New Day to see who faces off against the Usos. It's a possibility. More than likely it's going to happen. I think that, watching Daniel Bryan take the briefcase and announce that rematch was perfect. And then on Talking Smack, he said that James Ellsworth is banned from ringside. So we are going to get a definitive winner this time around. Oh, thank you, heaven. But why did it have to be 48 hours of just realizing that James Ellsworth won the ladder match in the first place? Alright. I'm calm. I'm cool. I'm collected. I have to be. So, that is going to wrap it up for this edition of SmackTalk, as well as What Did I Just Watch. My rating for Money in the Bank is very low. I'd probably give it at least 2 stars. It was definitely below average. The saving graces, like I said, were the 3 matches: the tag team title match, the WWE title matchup, as well as the Money in the Bank ladder match. Everything else just was meh. And unfortunately, the Women's Championship ladder match was great, but the problem was the ending was just pure, unadulterated shit. So that is my opinion on that. SmackDown definitely did really good this time around. And they're building up to a really great show next week. Just awesome to hear. A couple side notes, some NXT notes, you guys, that next week we will see Asuka versus Nikki Cross in a last woman standing match. That's going to be a matchup I'm looking forward to seeing. That just looks like a thing of beauty right there. And in 2 weeks, we're going to see Roderick Strong challenge Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship. Boy, howdy, that's going to be a thing to behold. So this has been a production created by the Elite Ringside Network, which you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/ER Network 24/7, which is also our Twitter handle. How convenient. You can also follow me on Twitter at NateEffingGreat. And of course, you guys, just check us all out for all wrestling updates as well as wrestling news related articles. So thank you so much for joining me here. I gotta go. Take care, and I gotta change the F up. That's all I gotta say.